before we dive into this hormonal hellscape, a quick but important note on language. I'm using the word women throughout this episode because that's the language used in the research I'm referencing. But I want to be absolutely crystal clear. Menopause affects anyone with ovaries and a uterus. That includes trans men, non-binary people, and intersex people. If that's you, you are not just included in this conversation, you are a vital part of it, and you are so welcome here. Your hot flushes are valid, your chin hairs are valid, your sudden, inexplicable rage at the way someone is breathing too loudly in the next room is extremely valid. Let me paint you a picture. A moist, sweaty, deeply unflattering picture. It's 3 a.m, I'm lying in bed and I'm suddenly drenched. Not, ooh, I'm a bit warm. I'm talking full body, sheet soaked, pillow looking like a swamp, drenched. I kick off the duvet. 30 seconds later, I'm freezing. Absolutely bloody freezing. Like I've been inexplicably teleported to the Arctic tundra wearing nothing but a wet paper towel. I pull the duvet back on. 10 seconds later, I'm roasting again. This continues for about 45 minutes while I contemplate whether spontaneous human combustion is a real thing and whether I'm about to become a case study. Woman 52 mysteriously ignites in her own bed. Housemates report a strong smell of desperation and the sage. Meanwhile, I've noticed a new hair on my chin. It wasn't there yesterday. Or maybe it was. Maybe it's been growing in secret, biding its time, waiting for the right hormonal moment to emerge like a tiny keratin-based villain. It's thick. It's dark. It's got its own postcode. I've named it Keith. And I swear to God, my body smells different. Not bad, necessarily, just different. Musky. Sour. Like someone broke into my room while I was sleeping and swapped my usual scent for a completely new, slightly feral one. I keep catching whiffs of myself and thinking, what is that strange, earthy aroma? Before realising with absolute soul-crushing horror that it's me. I am the source of the mysterious smell. I am haunted by my own bouquet. Oh, and my brain has left the building. It's packed a small bag and gone on a sabbatical without informing me. I walked into the kitchen 3 times yesterday and forgot why. I stood in front of the fridge like it was a sacred altar, waiting for a divine revelation. Nothing came. I forgot the word for kettle, and I had to call it the hot water machine thing. I cried at a dog food advert. A bloody dog food advert. The dog wasn't even that cute. It was just a normal dog, eating normal dog food, and I was sobbing like I'd watched the final scene of The Notebook. And then I was absolutely fine. And then, about 90 seconds later, I was absolutely furious, incandescent with rage because someone had left a teaspoon on the wrong side of the sink. A fucking teaspoon. And then I was fine again. This was all before 10 a.m. Welcome to menopause. Or perimenopause. Or whatever the fuck this chaotic hormonal full body mutiny is. I'm Jenny, 52, lifelong anxiety, waiting for ADHD and autism assessments, and I'm going through the change, which sounds like a gentle pastoral transition, like the seasons shifting from summer to autumn, like a leaf drifting softly onto a calm pond. It is not. It is a full body, multi-system, absolutely unhinged, neurological and physiological riot, and nobody warned me. Nobody sat me down and said, Jenny, for the next 7 to 10 years, your body is going to gaslight you. So I'm doing it for you. I'm the pamphlet now. This episode is for everyone. Yes, it's about menopause. So if you're a woman of a certain age, or you have ovaries, or you're anywhere near this stage of life, this is for you. But it's also for everyone else. Partners, adult children, colleagues, friends. Anyone who's ever looked at a woman in her 40s or 50s and thought, why is she acting like that? This is why. This is what's happening inside her body. And once you understand it, you might just have a bit more compassion. Or at least stop telling her to just calm down, which, by the way, is the single most effective way to get a menopausal woman to set fire to you. Grab a cuppa, if you can remember where you put it. I've got 3 cold cups of tea on my desk right now. They're like a little ceramic graveyard of forgotten intentions. Let's start with the classics. The Menopause Mixtape Volume 1. The symptoms that everyone's vaguely heard of but still doesn't fully understand. Hot flushes, or hot flashes if you're American. These aren't, "Ooh, I'm a bit warm." These are sudden, intense, volcanic waves of heat that start in your chest and spread upwards like someone's lit a bonfire inside your ribcage. Your face goes red, you sweat through your clothes, you want to rip off every layer and stand in front of an open freezer, naked, making eye contact with a bag of frozen peas. They can last seconds or minutes. They can happen a few times a day or dozens of times. They can wake you up at night. Those are night sweats, and they're exactly as fun as they sound. Up to 85% of menopausal women experience hot flushes. That's millions of us, spontaneously combusting in offices, supermarkets, and school pickup queues. Night sweats. Hot flushes that wait until you're asleep, then ambush you like a soggy ninja. You wake up drenched. Your sheets are soaked, your pillow is a swamp. You have to get up and change your pyjamas at 3 a.m. while the rest of the world sleeps peacefully, oblivious to the fact that you've just experienced a personal tropical microclimate. Brain fog. This one's insidious. It's not just being a bit forgetful, it's standing in a room and having absolutely no idea why you're there. It's losing words mid-sentence, like your vocabulary is a Word document that keeps crashing. It's reading through the same paragraph 4 times and retaining absolutely nothing. It's forgetting appointments, names, where you put your keys, what you were just saying. Over 75% of perimenopausal women report brain fog. It's like your brain has been replaced by a particularly unhelpful cloud. Mood changes, irritability, anxiety, depression, emotional volatility. 1 minute you're fine, the next you're weeping at a supermarket advert. The next, you're inexplicably furious because someone left a spoon on the wrong side of the sink. A massive global study found that 75% of perimenopausal women report anxiety, 80% report irritability, and 77% report low mood. You're not losing your mind. Your hormones are fluctuating so wildly that your emotional regulation is basically a roller coaster designed by a fucking sadist. Irregular periods. The classic sign that perimenopause has arrived. Your cycle goes haywire. Shorter, longer, heavier, lighter, skipping months entirely and then showing up with a vengeance like it's making up for lost time. It's like your uterus is running a surprise party and you're never sure if it's going to be a gentle gathering or a full-blown rager. Sleep problems. Even without night sweats, sleep goes to shit. You can't fall asleep. You can't stay asleep. You wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason and your brain immediately presents you with a highlight reel of everything you've ever done wrong. A global study of over 12,000 women found that 76% report sleep problems. It's not just you, it's all of us lying awake in the dark, mentally replaying that time we called our teacher Mum. Fatigue and exhaustion. Not just, I'm a bit tired. Proper, bone deep, can't function exhaustion. In that same global study, 83% of women reported fatigue and 83% reported exhaustion. Far higher than the rate of hot flushes. You're running on fumes and the tank is empty. Those are the basics, the stuff you might have heard about. But menopause has 60 recognised symptoms. Yes, you did hear me right. 60. 60. And most of them are absolutely fucking wild. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. The symptoms that make you think you're losing your mind or developing some rare tropical disease or being haunted by a particularly vindictive ghost. Spoiler, it's just menopause. You're welcome. Facial hair. About 50% of women over 50 experience increased facial hair growth after menopause. Here's why. Estrogen and progesterone drop off a cliff, but androgens like testosterone decline much more slowly, so you end up with a relative androgen excess, and androgens stimulate hair follicles. That fine, soft peach fuzz on your chin turns into a thick, coarse, terminal hair, like a tiny, unwanted beard. You find yourself plucking, waxing, threading, keeping tweezers in your bag for emergencies, or just accepting Keith as part of the family. This is normal. This is menopause. Body odour changes. Your trusty deodorant suddenly seems to have given up and gone on strike. Estrogen decline alters the composition of your sweat and the balance of bacteria on your skin. Hot flushes and night sweats increase perspiration, which feeds those bacteria, which produces more odour. And here's the real kicker. Perimenopause can also change your sense of smell. So you might think you absolutely stink when actually you smell perfectly normal. Or you might smell completely normal and think you stink. It's olfactory gaslighting. Your nose is a traitor now. Vaginal dryness. Let's just talk about it. Declining estrogen means less natural lubrication. Sex becomes uncomfortable or painful. You might feel dry, itchy, irritated. You might get some urinary tract infections. This is incredibly common and incredibly under-discussed. There are treatments, lubricants, moisturisers, vaginal estrogen that can genuinely help. Talk to your GP. Don't suffer in silence. Itchy ears. I wish I was joking. Dry, itchy ears are a surprisingly common perimenopause symptom. Declining estrogen reduces moisture levels throughout your body, including in your ear canals. So your ears feel dry, itchy, and you find yourself fantasizing about taking a tiny wire brush to them. Avoid cotton buds. Know that you're not alone. There are dozens of us walking around with itchy ears, trying not to stick our fingers in them in public. Burning mouth syndrome. A burning or tingling sensation on your tongue, lips, or the inside of your mouth, like you've just downed a scalding cup of tea and the pain never went away. Hormone fluctuations affect saliva production and nerve sensitivity. It's weird, it's uncomfortable, it's menopause. Electric shock sensations. Short, sharp zap feelings in your head or body like a tiny lightning strike under your skin. You're not being haunted, it's just your nervous system having a wobble. Crawling skin, a prickly crawling feeling under your skin like tiny insects are marching across you. Falling estrogen affects collagen and nerve function. You don't have ants, you have menopause. Cold flushes. Not just hot flushes. Your body's thermostat is completely broken, so sometimes you get waves of intense cold instead. Shivering, teeth chattering, can't get warm cold. Layer up, it'll pass. Heart palpitations. Your heart suddenly races, pounds, or feels like it's skipping beats. You're convinced you're having a heart attack. You're probably not. But if you're concerned, Always get it checked. Better safe than sorry. Joint pain and muscle aches. You wake up feeling like you've been hit by a truck. You didn't run a marathon, you slept, and now you're in pain. Estrogen has anti-inflammatory properties, so when it declines, inflammation increases. Your joints are mourning estrogen. Digestive issues, bloating, gas, constipation, sudden food sensitivities. Estrogen plays a role in gut motility and microbiome balance. Your stomach is on its own journey now, and it didn't give you a map. Weight gain, especially around the middle, the dreaded menopause belly. Hormonal changes affect metabolism, fat distribution, and appetite. You can eat exactly the same as you always have and suddenly gain weight. It's infuriating. It's unfair. It's menopause. Hair thinning and skin changes. You're losing hair from your head and growing it on your chin. The universe has a cruel, ironic sense of humour, and you are the punchline. New allergies. Suddenly, you're allergic to something you've eaten your whole life. Or your skin reacts to a product you've used for years. Hormonal changes affect immune function, so your body just decides, you know what, I'm going to reject this moisturiser now, for no reason. Enjoy the rash. I could keep going. There are literally dozens more. The point is, if you're experiencing something weird and you're in your 40s or 50s, it's probably menopause. Not definitely. Always check with a doctor, but probably. Welcome to the club. We have fans and tissues and tweezers. Let's talk about the mental health impact, because this is the bit that really gets me, and it's the bit that's most often dismissed or misdiagnosed. Anxiety is one of the most common symptoms of perimenopause. Up to 75% of women report increased anxiety during this transition. And it's not just a bit more worried than usual, it's proper, physical, sometimes debilitating anxiety, racing heart, tight chest, panic attacks that come out of nowhere, a sense of impending doom that follows you around like a dark cloud. Depression is also incredibly common. Low mood, lack of motivation, feeling flat, empty, disconnected. Crying for no reason. Not wanting to get out of bed. Losing interest in things that you used to love. And here's the cruel part. These symptoms are often treated as just mental health issues, without anyone connecting them to hormones. Women are prescribed antidepressants when what they actually need is hormone replacement therapy, or a combination of both. The root cause is hormonal, but the symptoms are psychiatric. And because most GPs aren't adequately trained in menopause, women suffer for years thinking they're losing their minds. A survey of perimenopausal women found that over 90% reported moderate to severe effects on their mental health. Women are struggling and they're not being heard. The link between hormones and mental health is real. Estrogen affects serotonin, dopamine, and other neurotransmitters that regulate mood. When estrogen fluctuates wildly during perimenopause, those neurotransmitters go haywire. Your brain is literally being chemically destabilized. You're not weak. You're not failing. Your hormones are gaslighting your mental health. And for those of us who already have anxiety, hello, it's me. Perimenopause is like pouring petrol on a fire. The anxiety you've learned to manage suddenly feels unmanageable. The coping strategies that worked for years stop working. The panic attacks you thought you conquered come roaring back. It's not a failure of your coping skills. It's a hormonal hijacking of your nervous system. If you're in perimenopause and your mental health has tanked, please hear this. It's not your fault. Treatment exists. HRT can help stabilize your mood by stabilizing your hormones. Therapy can help you navigate the emotional chaos. You don't have to white knuckle your way through this. Okay, let's do the science bit because understanding why helps. A bit. Not enough to make Keith the chin hair disappear, but enough to stop you thinking you're being punished by a vengeful deity. Menopause is defined as the point when you've gone 12 consecutive months without a period. The average age in the UK is 51. Perimenopause can start as early as your mid-30s and last for up to a decade. Each year, around 400,000 women in the UK enter menopause, and about 3/4 will experience symptoms lasting an average of 7 years. 7 years! That's longer than most celebrity marriages. Here's what's actually happening. Your ovaries are gradually producing less estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen has receptors all over your body, in your brain, your bones, your skin, your blood vessels, your digestive system, your joints. When estrogen declines, every system that relies on it is affected. That's why menopause symptoms are so varied and so bizarre. It's a whole body transition. Globally, by 2025, an estimated 1.1 billion women were in perimenopause or postmenopause. That's over 1 billion people, and yet menopause remains poorly understood, under-researched and under-discussed. GPs receive minimal training in menopause. Waiting lists for specialist clinics are months long. Women are left to figure it out themselves, often while managing careers, caring for aging parents, raising children, and navigating all the other pressures of midlife. No wonder we're exhausted. No wonder we're irritable. No wonder we're growing chin hairs and forgetting words and waking up drenched in sweat. We're going through a major physiological transition with minimal support and maximum expectation to just cope. So what can you do about it? Not cure, not fix, just manage. Here's what I've learned. 1. Talk to a healthcare professional who actually knows about menopause. Not all GPs are created equal. Some will offer you a range of options. Some will hand you a leaflet from 1997 and tell you to get on with it. Find someone who gets it. HRT is not the devil. For many women, it's life-changing. Get informed. Make your own decision. 2. Lifestyle stuff. I know. I hate this bit too, but gentle movement helps. Walking, yoga, stretching. Diet matters. Reducing alcohol, caffeine and sugar can help stabilize mood and reduce hot flushes. Staying hydrated is crucial, and prioritizing sleep, easier said than done, I know. 3. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, has been shown to help with menopause symptoms, particularly anxiety, low mood, and sleep problems. It's not about fixing your thoughts, it's about developing tools to manage the chaos. 4. Community. Talk to other people going through it. Join online forums. Listen to podcasts like this one. Knowing you're not alone, that millions of other people are also growing chin hairs and forgetting words and waking up drenched in sweat is genuinely therapeutic. You're not broken, you're menopausal. 5. Give yourself a fucking break. You're going through a major physiological transition. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to be irritable. You're allowed to forget things and cry at adverts and need more rest. Lower the bar. Surviving the day is enough. This section is for everyone who isn't going through menopause, but lives with, works with, or loves someone who is. Partners, adult children, colleagues, friends. Listen up. The woman in your life who seems irritable, forgetful, emotional, or not herself, she's not being difficult. She's going through a major hormonal transition that affects every single system in her body. She's dealing with hot flushes, night sweats, brain fog, anxiety, fatigue, joint pain, and possibly also growing facial hair and smelling different and feeling like her body is betraying her in a dozen different ways. And she's probably doing all of this while also working, caring for others, managing a household, and pretending everything is fine. What she needs from you is not advice, not "have you tried yoga?" She needs compassion, patience, understanding. She needs you to listen without trying to fix. She needs you to believe her when she says she's struggling. She needs you to pick up some of the slack without being asked. She needs you to not take her irritability personally. It's not about you. It's about her hormones gaslighting her entire existence. And for fuck's sake, do not tell her to just calm down. If I had £1 for every time someone said that to a menopausal woman, I'd have enough money to fund menopause research for the next century. Just be kind, be patient, be present, and maybe bring her a cup of tea, but don't be offended if she forgets to drink it. So that's menopause. The full body, multi-system, absolutely unhinged chaos gremlin that takes over your life for up to a decade and then fucks off, leaving you with facial hair and a new relationship with your deodorant. If this resonated with you, if you're going through it, or you love someone who is, or you just learned that itchy ears are a menopause symptoms and you need to lie down, I'd love to hear from you. You can find me on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Links are in the description. Tell me your weirdest symptom, your Keith the chin hair moment, your I forgot the word for kettle story. I want to hear it, not to judge, but to laugh with you. Because if we don't laugh, we'll cry. And crying is exhausting. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who might need it. Word of mouth is how small shows like this one grow. Until next time, be kind to yourself. Be kind to the menopausal women in your life. And if you see me staring blankly at the fridge, just point me towards the kettle. I'll figure it out eventually. This is Anxiously Ever After. I'm Jenny. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and pluck Keith. He's getting bold.